In today's video, I'm going to talk more about lifestyle modification, and this is the second in a series of videos which I'll be discussing. And this one is more geared about the burning off calories portion or exercise. As I stated in the last video, a lot of patients come to me that are overweight. In part, people eat too much, but in part, people have become lazy. Remote controls are great things, cars are great things, not enough people ride their bicycles to work or to school. It doesn't happen just as an adult. When I was a young kid, a lot of people rode their bikes to school. Now my kids are one of the few people who ever bike to school. So people have changed and they burn fewer calories. I tend to see older patients in my practice as a cardiologist, and a lot of these people have orthopedic issues, whether it's knee problems, hip problems, or back problems. Even younger people have the same issues, and they often come to me and they say, I can't exercise because my knees hurt too much or my hip hurts too much. Can you give me a pill that'll help? Well, there was a great study looking at diabetes addressing, is it better to do lifestyle modification as far as increasing exercise and watching your diet, or is it better to be on medication to prevent diabetes? And the study showed that actually patients can do more to prevent themselves from developing diabetes than medication can. I'll post a link in the bottom. It's a very good, very well done trial that shows clearly lifestyle modifications, at least as far as diabetes are concerned, are very important. As far as heart disease, cholesterol, and a lot of the heart problems that I talk about, aerobic exercise is one of the best ways to maintain the strength of the heart. Aerobic exercise is also a great way not only to burn calories, but to burn fat. So it's your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, goes up as you increase your exercise, and your LDL and triglycerides, which are your bad cholesterols, go down as you exercise. So exercise will help all of those. For the people that end up saying, well, what do? I saw an ad on TV for this device or that device. Is this really better than that one? There is no one set device that's better than a different device. You have to find something not only that your body will tolerate. If you have bad knees and you buy yourself a treadmill, and every time you get on the treadmill your knees hurt even more, you won't be working out on the treadmill 3 months from now or 6 months from now or 10 years from now. So first of all, you have to find something that you're able to do and tolerate. The second part is you have to find something that you like to do. If you get a treadmill because your body feels good on the treadmill, but you hate going on a treadmill, it's a great clothesline within 3 months or 6 months, but it's a terrible way of getting exercise because it never gets plugged in or turned on, and it's just used to dry the clothing that hangs on it. So you have to find something you don't mind doing. With COVID, it's actually been, as far as I'm concerned, somewhat of a boom because people have posted all types of exercise videos that you can do in your house, from kickboxing to high intensity classes. Pelotons are expensive, but there's cheap ways of just taking a bike, putting it on a rider, and putting a video on a TV, watching that video. So there's a lot of ways to get exercise at home where you don't have to go out to a swimming pool or a gym or a health club and find something where you're not comfortable going around other people. So there's access to all kinds of ways of getting exercise now. For my patients that are older, especially people that have hip problems or back problems, one exercise that I found that works very well are recumbent stationary bicycles. The recumbent bicycles, you actually sit back in a bucket seat and your legs are out in front of you. For patients that are very heavy, it's tough to get those patients on a treadmill. Stairmasters sometimes are okay, it just depends on how good people's knees or hips are. But a recumbent bike, all of that body weight isn't on their knees and their feet. So you adjust the tension on the pedal and you can bike all you want to bike. What ends up coming back sometimes is I have a small apartment, so I don't have room to fit a stationary bike. They have what's called pedalers, and pedalers are like just the middle part of a bicycle that sit on the floor. Most of these can fold up and fit under a table or next to a couch or under a nightstand. But pedalers can sit there, and if people weigh 300 or 400 pounds, they do a lot of sitting during the day. And if you have one of these pedalers wherever you do most of your sitting, a lot of these are very quiet. You can turn on the TV, read a book, work and be on a computer, do whatever you want to do, but still pedal. And those 30 minutes where you're pedaling, you're burning calories. The next question that often comes is, well, how long do I need to do this for? Most physicians recommend that, especially if you're overweight and especially if you have diabetes, to get at least 45 minutes of exercise either every day or most days of the week. The more weight you want to lose, the more you exercise, the more calories you burn. If you push yourself, you burn about 100 calories for every 10 minutes of exercise. When you look at my last video talking about diet, I mentioned cutting back on calories. Well, one Twix bar is 100 calories. I can eat a Twix bar in about 15 seconds. That 100 calories or 15 seconds of the Twix bar took me 10 minutes on a treadmill to burn off that same 100 calories. So as far as weight's concerned, it's much easier for weight to go down if you take in fewer calories instead of burning off more calories. As far as your overall body's concerned, exercise is very good at lowering glucose, cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and bringing up your good cholesterol. It's good at strengthening the heart muscle, and it's good at gaining muscle mass. And the more muscle mass you have and the less fat cells you have, the better your body can process things like insulin, because insulin isn't taken out without glucose into the fat cells, which in turn is why glucose eventually goes up and people develop diabetes. So the moral of the story is, find something that you don't mind doing, that your body feels okay doing it. And if it's something that you don't mind and your body feels good, you have to be consistent with the exercise. You have to burn off the calories that you take in. And if you do that, if you start burning off more calories than you take in, for every 3,000 calories or so, which is 100 calories is 10 minutes, you're going to say, that's a lot of exercise. That's a lot of exercise, but if you burn 45 minutes, which is 450 calories a day, and you weren't doing anything before, in a week, that's 1 pound that you lost just from the 45 minutes of exercise. A lot of times people get frustrated, and if you weigh 300 or 400 pounds, and you get on the scale and you listen to this video and you don't change your diet, but you increase your exercise, after a month, if you went from 300 pounds to 299 pounds, don't get frustrated and say this doesn't work. If you decide you want to get on a treadmill or go out and jog, and you're doing that and you're carrying around 300 pounds, you're going to put on muscle mass in your legs. Your waist size might have gone down 1 inch, but you may have only lost 1 pound because you put on some muscle mass. So don't get frustrated with the scale. It will eventually get there if you keep doing what you should do. I hope you have a good day. Enjoy this series of lectures. And if you have any questions, email me anytime or post comments at the bottom and I'll answer the comments.